This is how you make compost tea in a free, easy way, and another way to make it that takes a little bit longer but gives you a lot more value. All you have to do is add some nutrients to it. Let's say your garden is looking a little bit less than awesome. Maybe you have some deficiencies that you need to compensate for. You can use compost to help make your plants get better, but it is a solution that you're just kind of sprinkling on top of the plant. Making a compost tea will saturate all of that compost deep into your soil, making it so that your plants get the benefit a lot quicker. Maybe your plants are okay, but you did just have a heavy rain, so now all the nutrients that you've been working hard to keep in your plants is getting just swept away. Compost tea will help replace all the damage that rainfall did. Compost tea is also going to help all that flushing that happened from the rainfall. By the end of this video, you're going to see yes you, how easy it is to make your own compost tea. So the first thing you need to do is obviously get your compost. I understand not all of us have compost sitting around at our house, because I didn't. So here in San Diego, you can go to the landfill where you can get 2 cubic yards of compost for free. For free. It's free. You just go there and you just get a shovel and you load it yourself. If you want them to load it for you, if you have a truckload that you need, then it will cost some money and they'll load it for you. So look up what city you live in and where to get your free compost. In my case, I called them.
Good afternoon. Thank you for calling the City of San Diego Environmental Services Department.
Hey, what's up, man? So I was looking at your guys' website and I wanted to get some compost, trying to make some compost tea.
Yeah, you can get 2 cubic yards free of compost if you load it yourself.
Oh, okay. Cool.
If you want us to load it, then it's $12 a cubic yard.
Okay, cool.
Another popular option is using worm castings. If you do want to buy a bag of worm castings, which is essentially just worm poop, then you can do that as well. It costs like $15 or $20. But the best things in life are free, and here in San Diego, you can get 2 cubic yards of compost for free from the landfill here. So all I had to do was go there with a shovel and a bucket and get myself some compost. I thought it was gonna be kind of like a simple thing, like I show up, I just put the compost in the back of my car, and then I'm good. Apparently it's not. This might take a minute. Luckily for you, it's gonna take 2 seconds. Now that I got my bucket of compost, I can start to put it into my 5-gallon bucket. Essentially, you don't really need that much compost for your compost tea. This is the first simple, easy, free way to make your compost tea. There are 2 ways of making compost tea. One way, you just take the compost, only a couple of handfuls, still fine. All you need is this and some water. Now that you have your compost tea ready, you just want to stir it up some. When you're stirring it, you're releasing all of the nutrients that's in the compost, and it's basically unlocking all of that nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium that's locked inside the compost. Stirring it up is allowing it to break free. If you're making your compost tea and it's colder, it's going to take a longer time for all those nutrients to break down and come out of the compost. But if you are between 75 and 80 degrees, then this is optimal temperatures. This is the free, easy solution to making compost tea. Literally just compost, water, stir it, and you're good. Because now I can take this and put it straight to my plants. This second solution requires a few extra things, and of course you can add nutrients to the first compost tea that you made, but I just wanted to make that the free, easy one to make. The second, a little bit more lengthy of a time to make compost tea, is a brewed compost tea. So for this, you're going to need some type of air pump. I realized I didn't have a pump, so I had to go get one for this compost tea. So I didn't want to go to Home Depot and get like an expensive one, so I went to Petco. This is a $12 filtration system for a fish tank, but for our purposes and for creating compost tea, it's perfect. You'll need a couple of handfuls of compost, this pump, and this time I'm going to be using our golden tree and our flower stacker. Flower stacker has a lot of phosphorus, potassium, and vitamin B1. And golden tree is just kind of good for everything, honestly. This is not a super quick solution. It's a way more beneficial solution, but it does take 24 hours or so for your brew to be ready. So now that I have this ready to go, I'm going to add my nutrients to it. Golden tree flower stacker. Pour a little bit of flower stacker in Pour a little bit of flour stacker. Pour that in there. For the piece de la resistance, some of our golden tree. Honestly, if you are just having lacking in your plants, just using golden tree helps a lot. This has the extra good stuff in it. So, I want to actually use this for what I want to use it for, which is my flowers. That should be good. There you go. And then let your tea brew for 24 to 48 hours. We let it sit there for like 24 or 48 hours because we want it to aerate the compost tea. When the tea begins to foam, then that means that the nutrients from your compost or your worm castings has broken down and distributed into your tea. So basically it's ready. You can also tweak your tea to what you specifically need. If you're in the vegetative state, then you want to add things with more nitrogen to help your plants grow. And if you're in the flowering state, then you probably want to add more potassium and calcium. The reason for these nutrients becoming available is attributed to oxidation reactions occurring in the aerated water. And that's because all macronutrients levels increase in aerated teas, and all of their available nutrients levels more than quadruple. Phosphorus and calcium will increase by 1/3, while potassium and magnesium will double, as well as microbial forces acting in the compost material. The majority of the nutrients is available after 6 hours of aerating the tea, but it hits its peak maximum at 48 hours. So I'm gonna let it sit here for a little bit longer, and then I'm gonna come back and pour it into some of the plants. I had to take the little screw thing off the lid because some of the compost was just getting stuck in it. It was taking forever to water. Making your compost tea with just compost is a beneficial thing for sure, yes, but maximizing the best possible solution for your plants out of your compost by mixing in some extra nutrients isn't gonna hurt. As a matter of fact, it's gonna help a lot. When you're brewing your compost, this is where you could kind of tweak your tea to match your plant's needs. So I definitely recommend you put some nutrients into your steeped tea or your brewed tea. This is the way that you can get the most out of your plants and get a bigger yield out of your harvests. So I hope that this video helped you. If you wanna help this channel, then make sure you water that subscribe button so we could grow together, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you do for your compost tea, and if you've watched this far, leave a comment saying I did watch this far, and that would be sweet. And I love you. I'll see you next week. Bye.